pretty funny.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with Jet D in the house and Michael Anthony Fitness, and we're just trying to do a quick little live stream here. And I'm trying the new Mevo camera single shot in here to see how well it's working with the setup here. What I'm noticing, of course, is I don't have as big a view as as I normally have, and don't have very many lights on here. So let me know how it sounds. If you guys can hear me, brother, can you hear me? Brother, can you see me? This is kind of a makeup for last night, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it. I was at my Felicia's 50th birthday party, good friends of ours, and celebrate. Yeah, man, they're part of the 50 Club. Richard's 52.
Well, you don't see as much stuff, but he's 40.
Who is?
The one that I showed you today, I watched his both of he's 40. I say, yo, look.
When Q gets up in here, Q.
I'm not
I like Q.
That was young.
What's happening, Brad?
I thought Q was like
Mark Holmes is the dude. I don't know about the dude. I'm a dude for sure. Let me do something here. I'm going to make a slight adjustment here. Oh, shit. Slight adjustment here. Been working all day with my man Jet D. And we are back here in the man cave, and we are eating some chicken wings.
I have anything else for you last night.
Let me see if that's...
I have more vegetables to give you.
Okay. So, try to get my camera right here. That's a little bit better. Okay. Let's get situated here. So we're sitting here watching.
That was interesting. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Seattle versus St. Louis.
So I did 5 seconds, and then it did the play clock. Or 5, yeah.
So we're in here watching a little football, having a little talk,
And they're probably going to call it mine.
I hate to do this to you guys, but bam, Jobu Wings, man. We got Jobu Wings tonight. And Jet, well, he took care of his.
I've gone through one plate already. I'm heading back for a second shortly.
There we go. So I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Again, I apologize that I didn't have my live stream. Stream health. Don't have a good signal here? What's going on with that?
And by the way, that production, and guys, Brock, think about this. We talked about that.
Don't need Byron Jones in our secondary, and Orlando Skandrick as our first one. Oh, okay.
Orlando works for Fox.
Yeah, Orlando's.
No, he works for Fox. He's paid by Fox Sports.
Well, true. He is paid by Fox Sports. He is kind of the new bad guy and stuff out there.
Well, he knows everything about the East, so that's good.
He's kind of got this whole. He's a rat.
Yeah, but that's what they want.
Because of what happened with the Eagles.
Yeah, but.
So what we're hearing is the Cowboys. Forgive me, I got it. Look at it. I got it.
Eat some wings, man.
Be bad.
They're awesome.
Buffalo Wild Wings ain't got nothing on me.
Wings are good.
So the countdown clock for draft day. That sounds like a good idea. As opposed to the beginning of the season. At least that's not that far away. You gotta try some without the sauce on it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I have some up there.
Okay, I'll grab some.
Oh.
I'm getting ready to head for my second plate here in a few minutes. Feeling good, man.
Damn, Michael Anthony's getting diesel. It's more like hard work he's doing, man.
In the gym.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Now
I'm getting those 50-pounders.
Heck yeah.
I want you guys to think about 2013. 2013, we had the historically worst defense that the Dallas Cowboys ever had. We were 32nd in the NFL in total defense.
This game's over.
Couldn't stop anything. In fact, they said, there was high school teams that could get score touchdowns on the Cowboys defense. And that offseason, we let go of DeMarcus Ware, Jason Hatcher had a career year and had 11 sacks. His averages before were like 3 or 4 years. So he just had like a career year that year. Got paid by the Redskins. I think he had a $27, $28 million contract and went back to his career normals. And Sean Lee got hurt. First play of training camp, he got hurt. So when you looked at that defense and said they were 32nd with DeMarcus Ware, with Jason Hatcher and Sean Lee, that defense, without those guys, they were like, man, this isn't even going to be pretty. But here's what happened. Without those guys, that defense went from 32nd to 19th. And the interesting thing was, they were second in the NFL at taking away the football. Now, everybody wants to talk about, oh, man, that was a great year for Tony Romo and this, that, and the other. But that year, you had more opportunities with the ball. You had, like, I think, 34 takeaways. Equate that to the 17 we had this year. You literally doubled what you had. The sound is distorted? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. The sound is distorted? Hold up. Wait a minute.
Check.
Check. Sounds good there. Okay. All right, hold up. Sounds good in that part. Let me see. Hold on.
Still working? XFL, baby.
Let me listen to it here. What are you doing?
I appreciate you including me in that.
That sounds not distorted. What? See?
All the linebackers are, man.
Damn it, trolls! Stop trolling me!
Linebackers?
Damn, what sounds distorted? It doesn't get, man.
Defensive backs.
High energy player. Plays with his hair on fire.
All right, so we got the combine on. We got linebackers going through. So amazing that going into that season, they said you got to re-sign DeMarcus Ware, but DeMarcus Ware was $16 million cap hit, and you looked at it and said, he only had 6.5 sacks. So nobody wanted to let him go, but it ended up being the right move for the defense, at least at that time. And this is one of those cases that you look at it and say, what New England does differently than what we do,
but that's what he's about.
Is instead of letting that guy get to the point where you just have to release him, they would trade him. Or they wouldn't have signed him to a big contract, and they would let him go out in free agency, and you get a compensatory pick back. So that's one of those things that we never get anything back when we let a guy go. Jason Hatcher, career year, boom, he ends up going to the Redskins, getting paid, and we lose starters. So that's one of those things you got to look at, and sometimes we get stuck and say, well, what if that guy goes on and he wins the Super Bowl someplace else, or we don't want to face that guy. You got to what?
3 former Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, and that happens. You could probably go. You could probably go with any team out there, and the same thing will happen. I bet you there's some former Eagle players that are there. But you got to stop falling in love with the guy and realize that you got to go ahead and look at that person as, what can I get out of them now? And what can I get out of them when they go?
Gaps and plays fast, and there's a great example of it. He's not gonna bang with guards. He's gonna shoot gaps. Beat
Don't ban me this time. I'll be nicer this time. Robert Smith, is this a new profile or something? Because there's Mike McCarthy with Stephen Jones and the rest of the Cowboys and Will McClay. There we go.
I didn't know.
Where's Jerry?
I didn't know Will McClay was black until I saw the first time I saw his picture.
Bones up in
I didn't know he was.
He's healthy.
Yeah, Will McClay is black.
I know. I didn't know that until I saw a picture of him the first time.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like my microphone is in a box.
They use him some. He'll play in the deep third. We saw Isaiah Simmons playing almost.
Okay, let me tell you what. Let me turn
third, and he'll run around, make plays. You watch him against Oklahoma
Hang on,
State.
hold up.
Try and block him. It does not end.
4-5-1.
I just wrote juicy on my paper a bunch.
Okay, let me see.
Really twitched up. I know Peter Schrager is
Okay.
taking him as adopted.
Let me know if that ends up helping it.
Adoption there. We could both claim.
Because I've got.
Only running the 40 though, DJ, doing no other drills. Just the 40, wanted to show that he could compete today. Towards labor, I'm less than 3
Let me
minutes.
do.
Cam
Okay.
Brown,
Let me know if that's better. Because, see, I'm actually using the
233 pounds. He's a tall drink of water. But you're
the Blue
looking for a
Yeti here,
linebacker
so that way we
match
get
up with
everybody
tight
in
ends.
here.
He's really
And
good
also, of course, we got the
running
TV
backs.
that's going on here.
Track on the wheel route.
So, is that better for you
He did a
guys?
nice job. Even playing against Iowa, working against Wirfs, we saw how talented
Sounds like my
he was.
microphone is in a
He
box.
point of attack. So
Okay.
that
Let me do one other
233
thing here.
pounds,
Hold
a
up.
little bit heavier than that.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Let me know if that takes care of it. That wipes out the TV.
Check and check.
Okay, I hear my man real good.
Check and check.
I hear Michael over there with the water on.
In this group, and then he's followed up with Nico with
Stuart Morrison, thank you very much.
Hey, Stuart, she said thanks for the helmet.
some on the edge for Auburn.
Okay.
Stuart.
Stuart,
What's up,
okay.
brother?
Yeah, Stuart, you got Rashid happy as can be.
I know he's like,
And see, you know, Stuart, you started a family feud here, okay? You didn't see us off camera, me and Michael Anthony throwing throwing punches left and right for the plaque. Seriously.
ain't no way he won't throw punches.
Oh.
Michael's like, I ain't throwing punches. He's like, I'm just gonna wrestle your ass to the ground. Good evening. How you doing, man? Lambert C. So,
See,
I need some ideas
see, the other
because
thing too is,
what's that?
I know it's irrelevant, but one of the reasons the Dallas Cowboys got Jones was because he broke the long jump record. No, you know the record.
Yeah,
He broke one of the records at the college.
world record for standing
And
project.
that's still standing. That's why I got him in the
Impressive.
first round.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was.
It's like
It's
9
like-
something.
No, it was like 12. I want to say it was like 12 something, wasn't it?
AJ, I haven't watched him a whole lot. I've been trying to catch up on some of that. Been super busy, but I'll have to check him out. AJ Terrell.
Okay, so I need some suggestions because shout out to all the channel members. I appreciate that. I got 2 more tailgate members. I need you guys to send me your address, or I'll put out a text on it, so that way I can get you your shot glass rack sent to you guys. And if you became a channel member, make sure you sent me your address. I haven't sent any out this week. I've just been really, really busy, but I'll work on some of those tomorrow afternoon after I go to work to get those out. But I need some ideas. We can have 3 more emojis. And see, my emoji man is right here. He knows how to convert them and put them up. So I need some suggestions on Joe Boo's specific emojis. So
Still need to make an Eagles doo-doo one, man. I just haven't worked on that, but
Glenn Arrington, how are you doing? Stuart Morrison, good evening. Jet D and Joe Boo crew. Bobby Ice, how you doing, Bobby? Michael, yeah, we're all here just kind of chilling. My man Jet was glazing some bathtubs for me today. Michael Anthony's painting doors, and I'm, of course, just the lazy ass that just keeps walking around with the camera. He said today. You look at it. He said you were working today.
I said, but you were being productive.
Robert Smith too.
you think he was showing off for me?
Okay, now here's the thing. Okay, let me go ahead and tell you why, guys. Everybody, the Cowboys should trade Dak. I'm going to tell you that that's next to impossible, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Here's the thing. First of all, in order to trade somebody, they have to have a contract, right? And so you'll say, oh, well, just franchise tag him. Well, guess what? If he does not sign the contract, he's still not your player.
Exactly.
And why would Dak go ahead and say, oh, I'll go ahead and sign the franchise tag, so that way I'm stuck on that tag. By not saying the franchise tag, I don't have to show up for work. I have leverage to negotiate with. So, you don't have leverage to trade a guy if you don't have him under contract. And basically that would be like, okay, if I sign that tag, or, the only way I'm going to accept it is I want to go to that team.
Yep.
So this whole idea of trade Dak, you can't trade Dak. You've never seen, well, no, you did. You saw Matt Castle is the only franchise player that was ever tagged and traded.
Really?
Matt Castle. And see, that's one of those things that and I think they got a 2nd and a 4th for him.
Wow.
That's one of those cases where Bill Belichick built a guy,
Yep.
and they played well under. See, this is What's that? My argument here about Dak Prescott, because everybody keeps saying, well, Dak Prescott, you know, he's got all kinds of weapon and talent around him. But it's like, wait a minute. Stop right there. Stop right there. Let's go through and look at the talent that he had.
Yep.
Amari Cooper, when he left Oakland, was not doing jack. John Gruden gave up on him. They said he checked out. Everybody laughed at the Dallas Cowboys for making that trade. In fact, they told us that we would have been better getting, he was with originally Seattle. Then he ended up going to Detroit, and then he was with the Eagles. The Eagles ended up giving up a third-round draft pick for him. He ended up doing that cheap shot to Sean Lee in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Why can't I think of him?
I saw some of the comments about it.
But the Eagles signed him to a third-round pick. They said, you know, the Eagles, they were so smart to sign him, you know, because he was a Cowboys killer. Every time he played against us, he always did damage. Oh, why can't I think of his name now? But they were praising the Eagles for signing him, saying they only gave up a third-round pick. The Cowboys, you know, you gave up what's probably going to be a top 10 pick to the Raiders for a guy who's checked out and yada, 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 right? So nobody wanted that guy. But it's amazing because when he came here from a season where he started out not doing anything, that his year went up and got better. He's got career numbers this past year, and his average per catch went up. That's the first guy.
While injured.
Second guy, Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb, nobody wanted. Nobody wanted Randall Cobb. He was a free agent. He had Aaron frickin' Rodgers thrown to him. And it's amazing as a slot, what's that?
2 Hail Marys in one game. He caught 2 Hail Marys in one game.
There you go.
That's like Aaron Rodgers.
But understand. He had a best year he's had since 2014, and those other 4 years, Aaron Rodgers was thrown to him, right? Am I wrong in that?
He's not wrong.
But yet he had his best year since 2014. Okay. Michael Gallup, third-round draft pick. He wasn't like Calvin Ridley or you know, he wasn't like, you know, a number one draft pick, a guy that everybody said you got to have. So you look at these guys that, you say they're great weapons now, even though they lead the NFL in drops. But could it possibly be that they are great weapons because of what Dak's been able to get them the ball? Is that, is that a possibility?
And he's gotten it to him a lot, and they had the most drops on top of it.
Right. So
Jason Wynn was in the top 3.
Tell you, man.
somehow,
Yeah, guys, we are watching the combine.
we're always told that, you know, you got to have people around Dak. He doesn't elevate anybody around him. These guys weren't doing anything before they came to Dallas. So let's get away from this whole thing that he has to have weapons. It could be that he's making these guys better and vice versa.
Okay, Robert, you've said that like 2 or 3 times.
They won't trade him, but they should eventually. He's overrated. I'm sorry, Mark, but you know what? Go sign Foles. You know what, dude? Robert, you trying to get banned, I see. Because, see, you're just saying stupid shit. Nick Foles has played one great season in Philadelphia when he was first drafted with them. And he played great in limited opportunities with the Eagles.
Yep.
Played at Superman. There's nothing in Nick Foles.
He makes a nice bronze statue.
No, let's go through. Nick Foles, see, this is there's perception and there's reality. Nick Foles' career QBR is 84. Let me pull up Pro Football Reference. This is where I'm sorry, Robert, you're just stupid. Right. I don't mean to say you're stupid, but I'm sorry, but you're stupid.
Got something.
His career completion percentage is 61.9.
He was injured this season too.
Okay. He's played in Philadelphia, Jacksonville, Kansas City, and St. Louis. Okay.
Giants trash. Trash.
He's got 71 TDs with 35 interceptions. Okay. His touchdown percentage is 4.2. And he's got 11,900 yards in his career. 8 years. 8 years. He's got 11,900 yards. So you're saying Trade Dak Prescott and sign Nick Foles, a guy who just got, what did he get, 27, 26? No, I'm sorry. I think 23.
Sounds right, yeah.
He got 23 for Jacksonville, and he couldn't make it through the season.
E2 blew in the house.
And so here's his touchdown. Let me go through. 6 TDs his first year, 27 TDs as his peak in 2013, 13 TDs, 10 interceptions, 2014. St. Louis, 7 TDs, 10 interceptions. Kansas City, 3 TDs, 0 interceptions. Philadelphia, 5 TDs, 2 touchdowns. Philadelphia, 7 TDs, 4 interceptions. I'm sorry. There's no Superman. I don't know how you can look at that and say he's Superman. And here's the thing that should make you realize that maybe Carson Wentz is a product of the coaching and the system and the players around him. The fact that somebody else walked in who's been a career backup, basically, could do what he did. Damn, Roger. All Dak haters burn in hell. You bringing it strong tonight. Damn.
That's taking a little too far.
Time for some more wings, man.
Please up. E2, what's up?
See, I cleaned my first plate off.
E2, you should slip on over here, man.
Yeah,
I should have told you. We've been worked hard all day, so I came up and said, "Man, I'm gonna cook some chicken wings."
And watching the linebackers. Well, we don't need a linebacker. We need
You know, David Carr has a ring too. Does that mean you should sign him?
No,
David Carr.
I wouldn't sign him.
Yes, he has a ring. But if you think that he's going to be winning one on his own, again, sorry. Why? I tell you what. Why don't you trade Daniel Jones and why don't you sign him? How about that? Why don't you get rid of Daniel Dimes and you sign him if you think he's so good? Because I tell you what, you telling me to trade my quarterback is kick your Giants' ass every year with the exception of his rookie year. How about that? I'll take my quarterback over your Danny Dimes or Eli Manning. How about that?
I'm okay for them kicking our ass in his rookie year because we went to the playoffs.
Right.
Until we win the first game and go to the playoffs, I'm not disputing that.
Robert Smith, you are trying to get. I see you are trying to get blocked again. Listen, like I said, so why don't you sign him? If you think he is so good and a game changer, why don't you take him to your team? I'm good with my quarterback. I'm good with them. Well, tell you what, Robert. You can have Nick Foles as your backup. I don't need him.
You know what they need to do though? They need to redo that statue again. They put Carson Wentz as a little kid reaching for the ring.
Right, Derek. Thank you, Derek.
Reaching for the ring.
Yeah, see. Hey, Robert, you might want to put that crack pipe down, man. Because you hear Eli is a hell of a gamer, and so is Alex Smith. Okay, you know.
When has Alex Smith won?
Thank you.
I'm just glad they're on two. I'm just glad he's on 2 feet again.
It's amazing because your quarterback, who didn't start all the games, led the NFL in fumbles, and then you had Carson Wentz right behind him.
Oh. Fumble.
Suffering Dallas Cowboy fan, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you guys anymore because I keep trying to tell you. See, here's the thing. This is what's crazy. You guys go through and they'll trash Dak Prescott. When I try and point out what you guys, you guys are holding Dak Prescott to an impossible standard that nobody else has ever had to stand up to. You have one bad pass. Oh my God, his accuracy. Okay, he doesn't throw far enough down the field. It's garbage time. Do you guys scrutinize that guy like nobody else? So what do? I try and say,
What's up with the Joker look?
You know that there are other quarterbacks that have problems. I'll show a clip of Russell Wilson who throws 5 interceptions. I'll show a clip where Tony Romo throws 5 interceptions and have a fumble. Oh, you're just hating on Tony Romo. It's like, no, hold on. Stop right there. It's not hating on Tony Romo. It's pointing out that quarterbacks have bad games. That no quarterback is the only reason why you're winning. That you need a team to back up. If it was just about having a great quarterback, then how come Aaron Rodgers doesn't win it every year? How come Drew Brees has only won 1 Super Bowl? It's because, and you guys, oh, well, he don't have talent around him. Oh, my God. And it's just like, I speak this stuff so my blood pressure literally boils inside. And it's just like, it's not about trying to trash Tony Romo. It's making you guys understand, look, you got a guy who has gotten better every single year. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all. Some people just
you
choose to be idiots.
Historically, I mean, you know, regardless of what the guy does, you guys automatically come up with the reason why it doesn't matter. Automatically, right? This is just like the talking heads say, you know, but 2017 they were saying, well, Carson Wentz's numbers are better than Dak Prescott if you take away the rookie year. It's like, well, why are you going to cherry pick that?
I mean, he beat us his rookie year.
But I mean, but his rookie year though was not very good. You know, you could actually, because as we're going through and killing Dak Prescott for the season, Carson Wentz last year was 5-6, and he only beat 1 winning team, who ended up being a winning team at the end of the season, not when they played them. But nobody talked about that. The fact that Nick Foles came in and won 3 games straight that got him into the playoffs. Had Nick Foles not come in, they probably would not have made the playoffs. But nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the fact that the NFC East, every year it's a different winner since 2003. The last 17 years, it's been a different team winning it every year. Tony Romo didn't win them back-to-back. Okay? Eli Manning didn't win them back-to-back. Nobody won division titles back-to-back. They just don't. But here it is. Oh, well, he couldn't win the division. He lost the game. Well, you know what? Carson Wentz lost 2 games to Dak Prescott when they were defending Super Bowl champions last year. How about that? How about beating New Orleans last year? How about that? How about beating Russell Wilson in the playoffs last year? How about that? See, they'll cherry pick enough of to say he's not good. He's not like the other guys. You take the body of work, and if you took this Dallas Cowboys offense and put it with New England's defense, you win the Super Bowl. That's a fact.
Exactly.
That's a fact. You can't take, because again, when I put out, I should have actually set up my regular stuff in here.
Hey,
go ahead. When I put out, because here's the thing, when I say something about Tony Romo or point out a bad game, you're just an ass, you know, you're just a hater. Why are you trashing Tony Romo? How am I trashing what he did on the field? I'm showing you, it's not that I made up a lie like they do on ESPN. I'm showing you what actually happened on the field. Tony Romo had 5 interceptions and a fumble. All lost. Yet we won. We won that game. Shout out to the team because it was a team victory. Special teams came through, 53-yard field goal. Special teams came through, got an onside kick with 20 seconds to go. Defense, Terrence Newman gets an interception, runs it back to the 20-yard line. Defense doesn't give up a touchdown. Tony Romo had 2 pick sixes on it. And what I'm saying is not to trash Tony Romo, to let you understand that it's not just the quarterback. The quarterback's going to have some bad games, and that's where everybody else helps to take up the slack. If we had had some of that kind of play where we get a turnover here or there, that makes a difference on the offense. We scored, we didn't move the ball enough, but when we get the ball on the 3-yard line and have to go 97 freaking yards to score, you don't think that makes a difference? You don't think that New England having 36 takeaways helped their offense? You don't think that 3 blocked punts helped that team's offense? Because as you guys keep saying, oh, bring Tom Brady in, Tom Brady's numbers were some of the worst of his career. give that a bone.
He got a bone.
Damn straight.
Roscoe
That's the
got a
fact
bone.
that the Cowboys had the Pats defense. The Cowboys would, I mean, seriously. They'll say, oh, well, you can point, listen, you can point out games. There's some games that you just get out there that are just a dog match. I mean, dog fight where nobody scores points. There's other ones that just end up being a shooting match. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott's perfect because he's not. He's going to continue to get better. But so many people are just like, don't even give the guy a chance. Let's go ahead and buy the farm and try and move up and take an unknown quantity. Everybody's in love with Tua and
Tua's probably not going to even
but
play.
no, but Tua and God, why can't I think of little touchdown? How you doing? Michael Anthony Fitness looking good. All right, yeah, he's getting there.
I can best press 250-pound dumbbells now. At the CrossFit place I go to.
There you go.
The statistics will tell you that one of those two will be a bust.
I think it's gonna be Tua.
I
forgot who the other guy is, but he's going to.
I can't. My
Bengals
mind's not working today. It must have been that.
It's Burrow. It's
Burrow.
Yeah,
Tua.
Burrow. That one of the statistics will tell you that one of those two will be a bust.
It's going to be. I tell you, it's going to be Tua, because that hip. You don't know what's going on with that hip.
Yeah, Tua even said himself he wants
They don't
to
know
rest
football.
for a year. So
They just talk out the side of their necks.
He gonna
You hit the nail right on that
Tua's
one. Well,
gonna be
or they just
redshirted
follow
for
the
at least
talking
a year
heads.
until they figure out what's going on with that hip. So his draft stock is going to go down.
Oh my God, what is that guy's name? That I absolutely hate him. That everybody, former quarterback. Oh,
You talking about Carr?
No. He was with the Lions when they went 0-16. He's usually with Will Kane.
I don't know who he is.
Oh my God, biggest Dak Prescott hater out there. But it's like,
I
dude,
don't know much about the Lions.
you were
I can't
so
tell you.
sorry that you were part of that 0-16 Lion team. Okay.
Wait, did we go to? Didn't you go to the to Detroit?
How do you know that, Cowboys gamer? Seriously, how do you know that he's not?
he's a Dak hater. Just
Oh,
oh,
I love how these guys will tell you
If you don't
that
want to be
they've
a
seen the
linebacker,
future, and they say he's not good enough to do.
he that dude's bald.
so he can
Why,
almost
why is it
almost beat
I
our
want to know.
season
No.
yardage record.
I'm not going to leave it there. Tell me why you know that he is not good enough. I mean, the dude improved. Our passing efficiency went from 23rd to 2nd in the NFL in one season, with Jason Garrett as the head coach.
That's
mind
true,
you, it was a running offense.
But Jason
Am I
Garrett-
wrong?
Jason Garrett's part of the problem.
You got a running offense that was 2nd in the NFL in passing efficiency, 2nd most yards. So what is it that tells you that he is not the guy? I want to hear don't just tell me he's not the guy. Tell me why he's not the guy. Dan Orlovsky, that's it. That chump, that loser, that 0-16er. Okay? Yeah, like he's got room to talk about somebody. And it'll kill me when you get guys that are talking about David Carr. Well, David Carr, he passed Dak Prescott in the, basically the Conroe show at NFL Experience. It's like, yeah, but how'd that guy do on the field?
Exactly. Hey, Brian SoCal, what's up, brother? These guys.
If Tua's there, you'd probably grab him.
No, Tua's going to be red-shirted for at least a year.
Right.
The Lions don't want him. They'd rather have Matthew Stafford. If you get Tua,
JJ Thrower, this is why fan base is delusional, and we can't see the truth behind the theories. No, I'm still waiting for the. Wait a minute. What guy was that was saying that Dak's not the guy that takes there? Was that Cowboys gamer?
Yep.
I'm still waiting for your reasons. Tell me exactly the reasons why Dak Prescott can't do it. That's what I want to know. Give me the reasons. Because I get tired of hearing he just can't do it. Why? Why? Tell me what it is that he doesn't have that everybody else has. I bet you can't. I bet you the Joby ring that you can't. And this is a big ass wing. I don't know what
These
kind of
ones
wing
without
this
the
is.
sauce, man. These are for the crunch.
This is like a brontosaurus wing here.
Dang, you got a turkey wing.
I'm sure. Like, damn. What'd they feed this chicken?
What's up, Angel M?
But Barry Holt.
Just watching the
But here's what's
combine.
funny,
and-
Barry Holt. is
Yelling
people
at
will
Dak
say, well,
haters, I
you know, David Carr beat Dak Prescott in that Carnival Sideshow. You know, he's better than Dak Prescott. It's like, oh my God.
That has nothing to do with your skills. That's your luck.
Why? Because Dak can't read defenses like a professional quarterback. Truth 100. So let me ask you this. So if he can't read defenses, how is it that he threw for 4,902 yards?
You know,
And how is it that if he couldn't read defenses, he only had 11 interceptions?
You know, bro, talking about what's right.
Come on, man. How do you know? And let me ask you this. How do you know he can't read defenses? That's what I want to know. Because I'm sorry, I had to put you on blast here, but you sound kind of stupid.
Isn't that funny?
Can you read defenses?
I feel that.
I know the NFL's watching because they know it's a talent pool.
Right.
Come on, man.
But they just flashed on the thing about the games.
I
So
think
it's like,
Oh my God, the eye test. Okay, you know what?
eye test.
Oh my God, you know what? I tell you what. Let's say this. I'm sitting here. He's sitting there. He's sitting here. Car accident happens in front of us. I guarantee you, we all get 3 different stories from what we saw. Eye test. Eye test. That's the biggest bullshit answer. You know, see, that's where you guys come up with, oh, it doesn't pass the eye test. What the fuck is the eye test? What is the eye test? What you see? Your truth?
Oh.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Whoa.
Come on, kid. Come on, come on, come on. You can do better than this. You can do better than this, son.
Did
Okay?
read the
You
headline?
can do better than this, because Cowboy Gamer, you ain't got no game.
Did you just
You ain't got no game.
Did you just see the thing? They just had the thing talking about Dak Prescott's contract.
That's some bullshit.
You missed it. They're talking about Dak Prescott's contract.
What, Krusty Crawler?
Yeah, it was $33 million, and they haven't reached a deal yet.
Well, that's what they offered him. But
That's what. No, 33 is what they just was what they recently offered him, I guess.
but see, here's the thing that's so crazy. Forget about the 40 million or how. What is the guaranteed money? That's the bottom line. What is the guaranteed money? And here's the thing. Because the Dallas Cowboys were stupid in not signing him last year, I sat here last year and said, get that deal done. Get it done before Russell Wilson.
But see, they-
Sign Dak Prescott, you're crazy. Okay. You could have got him for about $29 million
His
last
agent-
year.
his agent's not
About
gonna open
$29
that.
million. But no. Here's where you jackasses are like, well, just franchise tag him. You know what? Here's the problem with franchise tagging. If the CBA passes this week, which it probably will, Pat Mahomes is going to get his deal just like that. Kansas City is itching to get it. They said as soon as the CBA is done, we're getting that done. Guess who else is going to get theirs done? Deshaun Watson. Guaranteed both of those deals will be higher than Russell Wilson's. You're going to take the average of the top 5. They're going to bump this thing up. So now the franchise tag price is going to be about $35. And oh, by the way, that is a hard number. You can't prorate that. You can't split that up. You can't defer it. It will be $35 million off your cap right now. Now here's the thing. You sign him to a deal. You can basically the signing bonus and guaranteed money is taken out over the lifetime of the contract. You can make that first year $25 million. And understand that because this deal is signed, the salary cap is going to blow the F up. It's going to rise like crazy. Within 2 years, I guarantee you, it will be over $250 million. And when you start looking at a $35 million deal, it's not going to be that much. Kirk Cousins' deal, 2 years later, right now, looks like a steal. You're wishing, damn, I wish we could get Dak Prescott for $28 million. Can we get him for 28? That was just 2 years ago. 2 freaking years ago. So this whole thing of signing him, franchise, it's stupid. Because the second thing you can do then, let's say next year, after you sign him to a deal, you decide, we need a little extra money. You can restructure the deal, sign some more of that into more guaranteed money, take money off it, like what they did with Tony Romo twice, or Tyron Smith twice. The bottom line is, you guys just won't admit it. You just don't want to see him get paid. Because Pat Mahomes, listen, right now in Kansas City, right now is trying to trade some of their players so that way they don't have to cut them. Why? Because they got $13 million of cap space. And they know they have to sign Pat Mahomes. They have to gut the team. Ain't nobody saying he should take a break, though, are they? Ain't nobody saying it. As we sit here with $80 million. $80 million, they got 13. It's okay to go ahead and get the team for Pat Mahomes, but it's not fair to. You can't do it with Dak Prescott, who's never gotten paid. Man, get out of here with that trash. Get out of here.
Yep. Can't argue with people that can't.
Danny, stop.
Can't read.
You mean the Dallas Cowboys are 1-8 against them? Because I'm gonna say, until we started taking a bath, our kicker didn't show up. Missed a kick every week. I can look at my defense that gave up 4.6 yards up the middle. 4.6 yards over the center on the season. A defense that gave up 30-point games. I'll look at where my wide receiver got molested and wait. I'll look at cases where my wide receiver got molested and Dak Prescott throws an interception that should have been a flag. I'll look at calls where, like against the Jets, where Dak Prescott is getting, pummeled to the ground. That should be unnecessary roughness that gives us a first down, but instead we don't get those. I'll go ahead and go back to tripping calls that are phantom tripping calls where we get called after having a big-ass scoring play. How about those? How about those things? Don't nobody think about that? How about my damn wide receivers leading the NFL in drops?
I'm almost done.
How about that? Do not compare a Super Bowl winning quarterback to an 8-8. Why? I can compare. Listen, I can take the Dak Prescott's numbers and compare them to other quarterbacks. Here's the thing, yardage-wise. You know how many quarterbacks have thrown for more yards in the first 4 years?
Boy, stacked, man.
Do you know how many?
We don't need it. We're good at
2.
linebacker.
Dan
I
Marino,
wonder if they re-signed Smith.
who didn't win a Super Bowl, and Peyton Manning. Those are the only 2 quarterbacks out there that have thrown for more yards. Now they're praising. Hold on. They praise Carson Wentz because they say, he's 9th on the list of throwing touchdown passes in his first 4 years at 97. But guess what? You know who's also tied with that? Dak Prescott. You don't hear anybody talking about that. 97 touchdown passes to start a career, tied with Carson Wentz. Now, I know people will say, well, Carson Wentz had less games because he could stay healthy.
That's not
okay.
my problem.
Well, guess what? Dak only has 1 more interception in 9 more games. And if I add the rushing touchdowns to Dak Prescott's total, for the first 4 years of any career, there's only 2 quarterbacks that have more touchdowns. Or 2 players at any position have more touchdowns than him. 2.
Cowboys up north is talking about wanting to come down for the CSA.
Yeah, Cowboys up north. I got your email. I was looking at. I was just talking about that. I don't know which Cowboy players just yet. They haven't announced that are going to be there.
They have announced the current players yet.
Right.
But the list is already out. You have to go to the website. And they actually changed it so it's a lot easier to see all the players that are coming. But so far, they just have the legends. I don't think Michael Irvin's coming.
Yeah, I said. Big pain.
Really?
What did I just say? What did I just say? Say 9 less games, and I also said in 9 less games, Dak only had 1 more interception. And oh, by the way, in 9 less games, your quarterback has, I think, about 13 more fumbles. So yes, I'm telling the whole story. Because your quarterback, your guy, was 2nd in the NFL fumble the ball. Oh, I know. Hold on. Here's the comeback.
Oh.
Well, he didn't lose them all. How many did he lose? It's like, okay. It's like you don't even sit, do you?
People need their heads checked.
Oh, no. Hold on. He doesn't have more touchdowns. Does not have more touchdowns. They have the same amount of passing touchdowns. I'll give you that. But for some reason, people don't want to count rushing touchdowns. Why is that?
Interesting.
Carson Wentz has 3. Dak Prescott has 21. So when we look at this, Carson Wentz in less games, I'll give you that, has 100 touchdowns. Dak Prescott has 118. How about that one? How about that? Yeah, come on. I can go all night. All night. Come on.
He
Come
will
on.
too.
Come
He
on,
will too.
Cowboys gamer. Come
He'll
on.
take you on.
Okay, I got game. And look, I just had a Coke, so I just had some caffeine in me. And I've had Jobu wings, and I'm fired up. Come on, come on. Derek, had you heard of Dink and Duncan before Dak? I didn't. I mean, they weren't using that for a quarterback. And right now, it's garbage yards. Okay? They also cherry-picked and said, well, you can't count. Oh, there's a hamstring pull. Oh, damn. Kenneth Murray, linebacker, just pulled a hamstring.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
He's like, man, I just
his
killed.
stock
Oh,
just
man.
went down.
Damn. Now that sucks.
He's like, ah. Yeah.
Damn. Damn. Yeah, that's a hamstring.
Well, someone gets linebacker, you think he's gonna be
Damn.
after he heals from that hamstring injury, we'll probably get him in the later rounds. Might go
Who's
get
my
him on
next
Saturday.
quarterback?
Might
Good
go get
question.
him on Saturday.
The Cowboys, man. See, you guys are hoping they move from him, aren't you?
Yeah, because they can get him. Redskins fans are hoping we get rid of Amari Cooper, because they're
Jerry must not have
they're
updated on the
snagging
day's
him up.
stats. Okay.
Even Eagle fans are
Exactly.
It's funny, here's again, you guys are at another talking point. You are following the talking heads. Take a look at all quarterbacks when they play good teams. Some are better than others. I'll give you that. But Dak Prescott is far from being the worst quarterback. You guys make it sound like, here's Dak Prescott, here's the rest of the NFL. Every quarterback has good things and bad things. Because people say, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo, let's get him, man. He was in the Super Bowl. They're sitting there wondering, should we hold on to Jimmy Garoppolo?
New England should have.
He's the reason why we didn't win that Super Bowl.
New England should have held on Garoppolo.
Here it is, Jared Goff. Right now, they're looking like we screwed up signing that guy. We're not sure about him being our quarterback. Tom Brady, as much as everybody thinks Tom Brady's old. He's going to hit the wall sometime soon.
Cement wall.
He's about 10 years younger than you are. So I was like, yeah, that's old for a quarterback. That'd be the oldest quarterback.
Dude,
Joe
my
Mo?
age.
Then who are we winning the Super Bowl with?
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Who are we winning the Super Bowl with?
old
Then?
for a quarterback.
It is. That's old.
Not gonna be in Cap Hill.
That's old.
Thank you, TJ. I agree with you 100%. See, the average person figures that you only win and lose because of the quarterback. So
Was he getting a second round?
that's not the case.
That dude that-
If you look at what New England did, New England didn't beat us because of Tom Brady. They did not. New England beat us because they blocked a punt, got the ball, basically in the red zone, got an easy score. That was the difference in that game. You can look at Minnesota and say, I think we actually got out-coached. One, our kicker missed a field goal that would have changed the game. Two,
I thought dude that broke that
our
hand.
coach took the ball out of our quarterback who had a hot hand and went back to running the football when it wasn't working all night. When Minnesota's game plan was, we're going to completely stop it. And here it is, you have a quarterback who threw for 397 yards and you took it out of his hands. You can't blame Dak on that. You can't. He never asked for $40 million. Fact. It's a guaranteed money on that deal. So stop getting stuck on $40 million. Wentz robbed off for 100 million big ones. are they barking at?
I was petting them and they
Oh.
started barking at me.
Oh, man.
That's how that Simba is always starting stuff.
Well, here's the thing. No. Hold on. Hypothetically, let's say Dak does get $36 million and does reset the market. How long do you think it's going to be reset for? Because Pat Mahomes is going to reset the market.
Not long.
And you better, if you're going to set the market, you better reset it before Pat Mahomes does. Because Pat Mahomes is going to be 40.
This guy.
It will be, because let me give you the list of all these guys that have been number one paid. Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford, Matty Ice. Those guys have all been the highest paid for at least a moment. Jimmy Garoppolo on 7 games. Matthew Stafford, who has never won a playoff game in his life. Kirk freaking Cousins, after being mediocre with the Washington Redskins, left them with. I think he's right at 500.
Probably.
I want to say, wait a minute. I think he's right at 500 because he was a few games below.
Hey, Simmons.
Let's see. Kirk frickin' Cousins.
That's pretty intense.
Yes,
That's
but
intense.
guess
That
what?
doesn't mean he's gonna be a good player.
All
No,
those
it
guys
doesn't.
were the
You're
top paid
absolutely
quarterback
right.
at some point.
His draft style.
It's a pretty stat, though. That's for daggone sure.
Let me see.
That's true, Angel M.
He's played in 93 games. That one doesn't give me wins and losses. Let me go to another site. Hold on. Byron Jones for sure does not create turnovers. But see, it's amazing that no matter what you say, you guys have an answer for it. So when I say that Jimmy Garoppolo was once the highest paid, that Kirk Cousins was highest paid, well, they were trash. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying that the highest paid person isn't necessarily the best quarterback.
At any
He's
time.
just the next person in line. What is... Kirk.
All Tyson Anytizer's chicken is raised with no antibiotics ever. Very great decision for snack time. Allowing the band to practice at your house, not a great decision. Keep it real. Tyson Anytizers. Reese's eggs are back. We hit them somewhere you'll never find. Sizing.
Oh, Lordy, why is this not working tonight?
Chiropractor's offices, bowling alleys, grocery stores. We already mentioned
So, my point is, Kirk Cousins was the highest paid, coming off of working for the Washington Redskins. And there, in no world, shape, or form, you can look and say that Kirk Cousins was the best quarterback in the NFL. Because here's what's amazing: Dak is 6-1 against him. 6-1.
Oh, those are
And
garbage.
should have
time
been
wins.
7-1 had Jason Garrett not taken the ball out of Dak Prescott's hand in that game.
I tell you, people would just being ignorant.
I don't know why I can't find his career record. But he's right around 500. He may be a game or two below. Because I think starting the season, I think he was 3 games under. But that's it. That's the number.
Exactly.
I'm not making it up.
Ooh,
What happened to my... Oh, here it is. Okay. There we go. Get back to the feed here. Dak is a good quarterback, but not an irreplaceable piece.
That's all
But
it is.
okay, nobody's irreplaceable because we would have thought that Tony Romo was irreplaceable, but he got replaced.
DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus Ware we thought was irreplaceable, but the question is who you're replacing him with that's not going to hurt you in another area. If you're going to try and say, well, we believe that Tua is going to be a guy that's going to get us there. Because, see, they thought that about Andrew. Hold on. They thought that they said Andrew Luck, generational talent. Right?
Yep.
Indianapolis said, we're going to let Peyton Manning go because we got this guy. We drafted him. He's got all the immeasurables. You know, he walks, talks, looks, smells like a quarterback. He is going to bring multiple Super Bowl championships to the team.
4 years of injuries because they didn't have a team around him.
Well,
They didn't have a line for him. No line existed for Andrew Luck. That's why he got hurt. They had nobody to
He
protect
got
him.
the snot beat out of his
So-
that poor guy.
you're basically saying, you know, going through, and how many times we thought that this quarterback's going to be, you know, the be-all, end-all. Great, he's going to be a great guy and everything else, and ends up being a bust.
It happens all the time.
I mean, Jamarcus Russell, Vince Young, you know, Johnny Manziel. I mean, you know, we'll see if Baker comes out of the sophomore slump, but I mean, with Cleveland's record, I don't know.
That's just Cleveland in general.
Here's this actually blew my mind away. The Washington Redskins right now, they're thinking about quarterback.
They had number 2 picks.
Okay,
Might as well.
number 2, they're thinking about a quarterback after drafting Haskins last year in the first round. Since 2010, they spent 4 first-round picks on quarterbacks, 2 seconds, and 2 fourths for quarterbacks. Oh, but wait, there's more.
There's more. There's a lot more.
They traded for Donovan McNabb. Okay, they give a second and a fourth for Donovan McNabb. They signed him to a $77 million contract, 40 of which was guaranteed. He played for him 1 year and got $40 million.
Yep.
Okay? So that's why they said, okay, forget getting a veteran. We're going to draft a guy. So they tried to get RG3. RG3 was good for 1 year. Okay? But they gave up 3 number ones and a second for him.
Yep.
Okay? So that didn't work out. But you did get Kirk Cousins. And you decided, nah, we can do better. That's what the Redskins said. You know, we don't think that he is the guy that can get us there, which is what you guys are saying right now. You know, he's a good quarterback, but he's not going to get us to the promised land, so we're going to let him go. Because we're going to get Alex Smith. We're going to get a veteran who is a great passer, doesn't make mistakes, and what happens after you pay him $23 million? So, he gets hurt, in which case you still have to pay him for 3 years. So here's what the Redskins have also done since 2009. They have spent $200 million on quarterbacks. Think about that.
It's insane when you think. And all
$200 million they have spent trying to get a quarterback.
It's craziness.
And they would take Dak Prescott in a heartbeat.
Oh, heck yeah, they would.
They would take him in a heartbeat.
Heck yeah, they would.
So you can keep saying, well, he's not good enough. Yeah, you can be the Washington Redskins then too. Because as you guys say, well, you know, with the team that Dak Prescott inherited, you mean the team that was 4-12? That team that went 13-3 with him? That team? This team that actually, I don't think since the Super Bowl era, since Troy Aikman left, that we've had 4 years without a losing season. I don't think that we have.
That's a good question.
Romo only had 3 seasons that he was above 500.
Yeah.
And I know before Romo we had 3 5-11 seasons.
Something like that. It stank.
Let me look this up. Because, see, you guys are blaming Dak Prescott for all the Cowboys' woes of the last 25 years.
Yep.
And I agree. It sucks that we haven't been to Super Bowl in 25 years. Believe me, it sucks. But you can't put all that on Dak Prescott. Let me see.
T. Swivel made a good point talking about Dak didn't run as much this year because of not wanting to be hurt.
I
And
would.
I think
I would be
I
screw
completely
you.
agree. I mean, we get him signed, he's going to use his legs even more.
I'll be damned if I would. Would
So,
you?
No. Heck no. Not with the pittance of money out he's getting paid. It's ridiculous.
I'm trying to go through Ring of Honor, head coaches, Television Radio Fight Song. Trying to find the season rec. Nope, don't have it. Man, I'm striking out on these. I'm really good at searching stuff, but I'm like looking for their records every year.
Cowboys gamer, I don't know what you're smoking, bro, but you need to lay off it.
Oh, I need that.
What dumbass comment did he say this
Oh,
time?
he's just saying the only reason Cowboys are on TV is because of
The only reason the Cowboys
Jerry Jones makes sure all the players are not signed, but they're still on
No, that had
TV.
nothing to do with it. The Dallas Cowboys are on TV because of what Jerry Jones built.
Oh my God!
Because of Jerry.
Are you serious? Nobody blames Dak Prescott. You must not follow me on Twitter or Facebook, because these jackasses, you know, I mean, on an hourly basis, I get Dak is booty or Dak is doo-doo, Dak is trash, Dak sucks, Dak needs to be replaced. I mean, literally, you know, if we had Tony Romo with this team, we would have won 3 or 4 Super Bowls by now. I mean, believe me, I get so much.
Now, if you had Mike McCarthy
Yep.
and Tony Romo in his younger years, he probably would have been to the promised land at least once.
Let me read some of these to you. Edelman, why is Julie Edelman tweeting? Bro, I love this one. Bro, this dude's really beyond you. He follows you everywhere. Some of the trolls. So I got this guy, Fastnat.
Yeah, but see,
Fastnat is always talking about a BE gun arm.
See, you know you made it when you have trolls. That's what they say.
Hey, Brian Hardy. What's going on?
So here's like one of his comments. Let it sink in. But true. My question is, do we want a talented quarterback or a quarterback with leadership? I'd rather have a talented quarterback than leadership. Dak has all the credentials but the arm. He keeps talking about him having a BE gun arm. Let me give you.
Guy can't read stats.
Oh, and this is that other jackass. I believe a dude with a teddy bear needs more help than a person that is normal, Mark. By saying my teddy bear is so fresh and so clean. Okay, so I keep trying to put out there, you know, I mean, I've got great fans out there that give me stuff, and that's a gift. And he wants to try and belittle the fact of that. So I got that jackass. And he's always talking about Dak is booty. I'm beginning to wonder if he likes Dak's booty or something or other. That's what I'm beginning to wonder. Because he's always saying Dak is booty.
Did you see that new commercial that just came out? The new commercial? I see on YouTube all the time we're talking about bubble butts.
Yes.
That's
hilarious.
The way his little signature move.
I love that one.
I was like, yeah, he might be watching that commercial too.
Wait a minute. So I've got an Eagle fan that says, now it's the teams that loses, laugh out loud. And Carson was 5-6 and bore all the responsibility, right? Well, here's the thing on that one. I'm going to say because they were 5-6 with him, but you had another guy who came in and they went 3-0 and made it to the playoffs and won a game. Am I wrong on that? So you had a guy who went 4-1, where the other guy went 5-6.
Yep.
Or did that team just magically get healthier after Carson Wentz went down?
Magically got healthy.
Okay. Let me go down to some of these crazy ones. Oh, here we go. This is Fastnet again. Bye-bye, B-E, gun, arm. Stafford is our quarterback. He wants Matthew Stafford. I mean,
I thought he was a Lions fan. They're not going to let Matthew Stafford go.
Oh, don't give him any more attention, man. This was stupid. It really
no, hold on. So now this troll, of course, he's got like a, I guess it's The Bachelor. He's holding a teddy bear. Reminds me of Mark Holmes when he loses a game. Okay. Let's see. Okay, he's fighting with that dude. Damn, ooh. Dude with a teddy bear talking about 13-3, but got beat by Green Bay at home in the playoffs. Loser.
Please.
So Dak had 3 touchdowns, 304 yards in that game. Brought the team back to take the lead. The defense can't hold them for 30 seconds.
Exactly.
And it's Dak's fault, right? Am I wrong that? That's Dak's fault, right?
Yep.
Dak is a fraud and a bum.
Must be.
I mean, so when you say that nobody's saying that he is, I'd say that. Wins but only one playoff game, another dumb argument by a Dak supporter. How many playoff games has Carson Wentz won? How many has Matthew Stafford won?
But Wentz did have, 9 minutes in the playoff?
He had four passes and completed 1. All right, so like you said, don't give these guys
Yeah, you don't.
credence.
Unless that's what your channel's
Not a bum,
about.
just not elite.
Unless that's what your channel's about.
But okay, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. But okay, let's go with that and say he's not a bum, but he's not elite. But how about this? How about we give the guy a chance? Why don't we just say, take a look with Mike? Well, actually, we don't have to. He's gonna get a chance, okay, with another coach. Because you can't honestly look at the game plan and say, Jason Garrett calls games like, say, Bill Belichick.
No, he doesn't.
Or Sean McVay. Or Andy Reid, does he?
Nope.
Right? You can't look at that and say, oh, my God, I dare say, would Carson Wentz and Nick Foles have won the Super Bowl with Jason Garrett coaching?
Nope.
I mean, real question. If you just changed coaches that Super Bowl year, would they have won with Jason Garrett as a coach?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I mean,
It's more loving. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
How you doing, Beto, man? I'm just in here just like fighting off the trolls, man. Just fighting off the trolls. They just, does everybody have as many trolls as I do?
I block a lot of them, so I don't see them. I have filters when they want to act a fool that it just goes somewhere else.
It's fun.
It just goes somewhere else, so I don't see it for months later. I actually check my spam.
Quarterbacks resetting the market that don't win playoff games is bad business. Okay. All right. Well, I hear you, but for some reason, you guys think, well, let me ask this one. Deshaun Watson. Should Deshaun Watson get paid?
Oh, I want to hear this answer.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Died.
So Deshaun Watson is saying, I'm going to wait till after Pat Mahomes' deal. Okay? We're going to see how much Pat Mahomes gets, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask for mine. So should Deshaun Watson get paid? That's a real question. Real question. Because as you put, a guy who only has one playoff win shouldn't get paid. Well, Carson Wentz got paid. He ain't got a playoff win yet. He has not had a playoff win yet. Franchising, here's the thing. If you franchise tag him, you got a hard $33, $34 million deal. And that's going to prohibit you from being able to put other people around him. You sign him to a deal, you're going to be able to get that number to about 25 like Russell Wilson's was the first year. Why didn't we say all this stuff about D-Law resetting the market? Excuse me, not D-Law resetting the market, but being up there in the market. Why didn't we say this about Zeke Elliott resetting the market? Okay? How come we didn't say that? Huh? Because Zeke Elliott stayed in trouble. I look at 2017 and say, had he stayed on the field, we'd been in the playoffs. That guy had no problem being the highest paid one when running backs go downhill quick.
Exactly.
So come on, man. Yeah, and that's the thing. Dak might reset it for a moment, for a second.
Not long.
But Pat Mahomes is going to go through the roof.
But she deserves it. Since he won the Super Bowl as a rookie.
Look, even Eagle fan knows that. Jerry Jones should have paid Dak Prescott when golf. I agree with you. But he really should have paid him this time last year. And he would have been below those guys. D-Loss hit the market for... Yeah, well... Thank you, Angel. See, that's where you get idiots out there that are saying, "Oh, do this, do that." You can't. You're right. You cannot trade him.
How can you trade a guy who's not in a contract?
Kevin. Let me educate you, my man. Here's the thing. You can franchise tag him, but until he signs it, he's still a free agent. He doesn't have to sign it, and he wouldn't sign it. He won't sign it because he'll say, I'm going to hold out. Because once I sign it, then if I don't show up, then you can find me. Okay? And then that takes away my negotiation power. You can franchise, you can put the tag on me, but guess what? I'm going to do a Russell Wilson. You can franchise tag me. I'll come in when I finally, absolutely, positively have to, but I guarantee you I will never, ever sign a deal with you. I will never sign a deal with you. And until he signs it, you can't trade him.
You don't do that to your leader. I mean, it pissed me off as much as I was tired of Garrett. It pissed me off that they put him in the position of being a lame duck coach and not paying him and just firing him. It's stupid. So we should do the same thing with our quarterback. You don't franchise leaders. It's different with other people on the team, but somebody like that, you just don't do it. Now, I can understand if we got to franchise him to get him to a deal before the, beginning of the season, but come on, man. It's just ridiculous. You don't believe in him or you don't.
The building as well. It's a big deal anytime the Orange and the Tar Heels get together in
Julian Edelman looks funny without a beard. Oh my God.
Star power in the building as well.
Trying to hit.
It's a big deal anytime the Orange and the Tar Heels get together in star power in the
I'm trying to look at Edelman is trending, and it looks like he's asking Tom Brady if he's coming back. And it looked like Tom kind of he just kind of nodded his head there a little bit. So, interesting take. But Julian Edelman just looks weird without a beat. Oh my God.
I have to say something. With the Capital One Venture Card,
Yep.
you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. No-
Oh my God, that just looks really weird. Oh, by the way, they say that beards are bad for the coronavirus because if you have to wear a mask, you don't get a seal.
For real.
So
I'm not cutting my beard off because of the coronavirus.
Oh my word.
I'm just like, okay,
months to get
so it's
this.
come to that now,
How
right?
stupid are people?
Tag and
No, I don't
trade,
think it's
okay.
As bad as they're making it seem.
We've only talked about that
Miss
like
Jackie,
5 times.
help.
Hey, Jackie.
Miss Jackie, I'm sorry. I've been fighting these trolls in here. Oh my God. You know, I think that they just enjoy themselves, that they just come up with crazy stuff. Jones is always, you were right about that. There are other sides that, okay, here's my thing. I look at this and say this. I got a guy who under Jason Garrett, because look, he has done, to me, in my mind, at least what Tony Romo has done in his career, right?
Yeah.
Tony Romo had how many playoff wins? How many?
One, maybe two.
In 14 years of being here.
One, maybe two.
Okay. I look at a quarterback who hasn't turned over the ball a lot. Okay. Has had good years and bad years. Okay. But to me, it seems like he's trending up. How many quarterbacks have you seen get better from the rookie year to the fourth year like this guy has? To go from 22nd last year, because they kept talking about he's a third-tier quarterback.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, you may not say he's a tier 1 quarterback, but you got to say he's at least a tier 2. As I look at, and here's the thing, as I look at Carson Wentz, as they keep propping him up, you know, the fact that he's second in the NFL in fumbles, that you guys will turn around and say, well, how many did he lose? He didn't lose them all. You're making excuses for that guy, okay? The fact that he was 5-6 the year before, they still went back to the year before that and said, well, for 13 weeks, he was an MVP candidate. Okay, fine, whatever. But if you look at the numbers for Carson Wentz over the last 3 years, since that 13 games where he was an MVP candidate, his numbers have steadily gone downhill. Along with being hurt every freaking year.
Yep.
He got to the playoffs. Congratulations. But you couldn't make it through the first quarter. So you're saying that guy, we're fine. He's cool. Even though he has yet to finish the season.
Pay
The
him.
last 3.
Pay him.
No problem there. And here you have Dak, who every year has been getting better.
And he's cheap.
And you're saying, right, he hasn't cost you but $4 million. 2 game checks at Carson Wentz's. And you say, no, we can do better, throw him back. Hasn't missed a game in 4 years.
He's
With Jason Garrett as a coach.
He's getting paid. People are just enjoying trolling about it.
Well,
Same thing did to Marcus Lawrence. And,
I mean, it's the same reason that
it's just to be the headlines. That's all Jerry Jones likes, being the headlines.
I love my blue cheese dressing.
He loves being on the headlines, so he'll drag out as long as they
Right.
need to.
and the CBA, the deal
There's
is,
going to be so much money in this. Oh.
well, I mean, and even if it's, yeah, I mean, that's hanging out there over every player's head and their agent right now. So it's just a matter of time. It stinks, but
Straight out of options, pay Dak. You're right about that. Why do I talk about Wentz so much?
He's in our division.
Oh my God. Comparing apples, because everybody, you know why I talk about him? Because everybody kisses that poor guy, I mean, not poor guy, that rich guy's ass, and no matter what happens to that guy, they find a way to go ahead and say it's great.
exactly.
When Dak Prescott was winning games, they called him a dink and dunker, right?
Yep.
Oh my God, Dak Prescott, you know, he's dinking and dunking, right? And they wouldn't say that when we had Alan Hearns, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, and Bryce Butler, they wouldn't give that as an excuse and say he does not have talent. Because, you know, those guys all thrived once they left the Cowboys, right? They were all, you know, great players after they left the Cowboys, with except Cole Beasley. He had a decent year, but, you know, Randall Cobb actually had a better one. But be that as it may, when you say, even though Pro Football Focus said offensive weapons, they're 29th in the NFL, what did they say? Great quarterback elevates the guys around him. He can't do that. What did they say about Carson Wentz? Or what did they say about Tom Brady this year? Oh, well, they didn't have any players around him. They didn't have anybody to throw to. Even though they had a great running back who was great out of the backfield, even though they had 2 great tight ends, Carson Wentz, he didn't have anybody to throw to. He needs help. Dak Prescott, he needs those guys. He's not good enough because he has to have players around him. You don't see the difference there? You don't honestly see that? Come on, man.
There's a reason Dak is rated the #1 quarterback free agent. And it's not by just straight up Dak fans. I mean, it's ridiculous. Brady down at what, 9?
I look at, oh, no.
Breeze.
Bullshit. I just told you, if you just joined here, I'm going to tell you this. They keep talking about he's got great weapons. Who wanted to go ahead and give up a #1 for Amari Cooper? Everybody said it was a joke. Who thought Randall Cobb was going to be playing great last year? Nobody wanted him. Nobody drafted Michael Gallup until the Cowboys did the 3rd round. Those guys became weapons because of the quarterback that was thrown to them.
Yep.
Derek Carr was throwing to Amari Cooper and wasn't doing shit. They said he checked out. The Cowboys got fleeced. And now we say, oh, well, he's got great weapons. You would have thought that the Cowboys brought in Michael Irvin in his youth. Okay? You would have thought they had Dez Bryant when he was healthy and young. And let me see. And Jerry Rice. You would think that those are the guys that Dak Prescott is throwing to right now. Am I wrong? That's the way it's treated. Oh, well, he's got great weapons. Pat Mahomes don't have people. Tariq Hill's not a great person. Travis Kelce is not a great player out there.
Edelman.
I mean, you know, he don't have any weapons.
Tariq Hill's not a good person.
He don't have,
Tariq Hill's not a good person.
Not a good person.
You say he's a
Good
person.
player.
Oh, player, that's different.
Good players.
I think it's a good person.
Oh, why are you trolling me now, Michael? Damn. It's bad enough I get trolled out in the street. Do I got to get trolled in my own
I'm
home?
not watching the wrestling event and listening to you. So
Damn.
Two things at once.
You know what? I think I just need to shut this thing down.
No,
This thing is out of hand.
That's all good.
Would Dak have the same success in Green Bay than Rodgers?
I don't know.
How much? Well, since Rodgers had that Super Bowl year, he hasn't had that much success.
But, I mean, it's apples.
Now he's beat the Cowboys, but
Yep.
he had Jason Garrett for a coach.
I think it's apples and oranges.
Okay, let me put it this way: would
I
Aaron?
don't know
Oh,
if
no!
that's
No,
outside.
let's flip the script. Would Aaron Rodgers have the same success he had in Green Bay if he had been with Jason Garrett
Okay,
and the Dallas
that's different.
Cowboys?
That, probably not.
And for all these people talking about elite quarterbacks and everything, you've made the point before. Look at their first 4 years.
Oh my God!
We've got a guy for dirt cheap that we can keep for a reasonable price, and people saying get rid of him.
Right.
Just look at Brady and everyone else. Look at their first 4 years. Give our man a chance.
Yeah. Well,
Or
Brady.
give our team a chance.
Well, Brady. But see, and here's the thing that doesn't seem to stick with people. New England has had a great defense. New
Yes.
England's signature, Bill
Yes.
Belichick, has always have a great defense. And I'll put this out there too. They got a shitty division.
Yeah, they do.
They play the Jets, the Buffalo, and Miami every year. They got 6 wins on most years. They got 6 wins, just like that.
Yep.
Wins with Walmart cashiers at crunch time. Damn. Reasonable price. Is he drunk on that couch? What are you talking about?
They're talking about me. I'm saying get him at a reasonable price because I think he should be signed between 35 and 38 because of the way the cap's going and everything else, and that's reasonable.
Okay.
For a top 10 quarterback.
Okay, let's think about this. Okay, just hypothetically, let's say 5 years. With this one change of going from 47% to 48.5%, the NFL owners say that they will give the players $5 billion over the life of this contract. Okay? So what that works out to be is $500 million per year. Work with me with these numbers now. You divide that by 32 teams. That comes out to about $15 million a year. $15 million times 5 years. That's $75 million more cap space just because they changed the percentage.
Exactly.
So in 5 years, you're looking at $75 million right there. Now, add to this now, hold on. Typically, because of the television contracts and everything else, the revenue has been going up. This year it's going to be $13 million on the cap.
Yep.
Been going up on an average about $10 million a year. So you look at the normal appreciation of the cap money, you're talking about $50 million over the next 5 years, okay? Plus that's 75. So you're looking at in 5 years from now that the salary cap will probably be over $325 million. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm just looking at the numbers that are there. Now, here's where it gets really, where it's really going to be crazy. Because they are taking gambling money. Jerry Jones is partnering with a casino in Arkansas. Dan Snyder is negotiating with Maryland to be able to have gambling in the stadium. They're looking at a site that is across the street from the MGM.
That's near a toxic waste dump.
Wow.
Okay.
Toxic waste dump.
Right? So you're going to have slot machines and gambling in the stadium. That money is also part of the revenue. The NFL will immediately, once they get this deal done, go to the television network and say, hey, look, we're renegotiating. We got another game, another week of the season here, game-wise. We want more money for that. They're going to find a partner who's going to be streaming some games. They're going to renegotiate that television contract. So add that money to it. So this money you're fighting about, oh man, he should be $28 million or 30. It's peanuts. It's not even worth arguing about. It's like going out to dinner and saying, you know what, I'm not going to pay 1% more on a tip.
It's ridiculous.
We're talking about the change in your pocket is what it's going to be on the cap. Because what's going to happen is you sign Dak now $35 million. 2 years from now, it's going to be $45 million is what quarterbacks are going to be getting paid. And you look at it like you're looking at Tyron Smith's deal right now. Tyron Smith is $13 million. Tunsil is looking for $20 million. Trent Williams is looking to renegotiate his deal.
Yep.
He's looking to get paid the highest paid in football.
Well, because that's the same with the Redskins.
Well, I'm just saying. But you're looking at offensive left tackles looking for $20 million right now. You got your defensive end. You got, D-Law's getting 21.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and you sign him to a deal. that
Saints
works
fans
for the
can be
team,
mean.
too.
You're right about that. Of course, because the Cowboys always just hurry up and sign guys, don't they? They got D-Wall's deal done real quick, didn't they? Didn't they get his deal done real quick?
Oh,
and they
Zeke's.
certainly got Zeke Elliott's done real quick too, didn't they?
I think they flew right down.
They
the top
really
of
got
that,
his
yeah.
done, didn't they? Come on, man. Come on. You know how it is. You know what? I hate to say this. But for some reason, when it comes to black players getting paid, it seems like it's always a whole lot of drama with it. I'm sorry to put it like that, but with Des Bryant, it was like that. With D-Law, it was like that. Now with Dak Prescott, with Zeke Elliott, for some reason, and maybe I'm being too sensitive, and maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it seemed like it was no problem paying Tony Romo after 3 8-8 seasons, including 3 years where it's win and get in or go home, and we lost all 3. But we made him the highest paid player in football. Am I wrong? Shout out on, I got a super chat. Garrett, thank you very much. I hope I'm having a good night because I'm here with some of my friends. I got Jet D in the house, but I just hate fighting these trolls, man. These trolls are all over me. So much hate for a brother.
Brian And I think you can tell from tonight, people aren't being blocked just for trash.
I'm right, and they usually aren't. It's usually when they go after somebody. I should have blocked this other fool that went past. She said, "Shut up and go get back in the kitchen." To damn, what's her name? I'm having a brain fart. But I bitch slapped him and said, you will be blocked next time you go after somebody like that. Oh, but wait, hold 100 grand. Hold on. But hold on. So you're saying because there's all these other people need to get paid, it's okay that D-Law didn't think about that. It's okay that Zeke Elliott, who had 2 more years of his contract, didn't see that. But Dak has to be the one to give money back. How about Pat Mahomes right now? They got $13 million. $13 million. They got to gut the team to pay him. Shouldn't they say, well, Pat, you're Super Bowl MVP. You're going to be able to get endorsements, and we want to keep the team together. How about you take a team-friendly deal? Are we saying that for that guy? Because they got $13 million versus the $77 that we have. Shouldn't that apply to him as well?
Heck yeah.
Shouldn't it? Shouldn't we say, hey Pat, listen, man, you got your first ring, man. You should be trying to. You got your ring. You got the notoriety. How about you go ahead and get like Tom Brady and go ahead and try and get multiple ones? Immortality. You don't need as big a piece of pie because you can. You win a couple more. You're really gonna be the face of the NFL.
Yep.
How about that? What's happening, Robbie? How you doing, man? Junior, big pain, bro. Just like losing T-New. Yeah, now Romo's the highest paid football analyst. Go figure. Isn't that crazy?
He does a heck of a job at it. It's true. Our QB should have been signed.
Quarterback's the most important position in sports. Why was Dak done last? Because they didn't have to.
He's a team player.
Here's the thing. Had they done? Here's two sides of the fence. The way you look at it. By waiting till now, they saved $30-some million on last year's number, which is money that they have this year. Ultimately, it would have been less money had they done it last year overall, but they basically saved a whole big chunk of money. And so if you didn't have to do that, and they were forced to do D-Law, I ain't getting my shoulder worked on, I ain't coming in. I'm not signing that tag.
Yep.
Zeke Elliott, dude, I'm in Cabo. I ain't coming back till I get a new contract. Dak Prescott, well, I'm a team player. I'm not going to leave my team holding.
Yep.
So you looked at it and said, I got to get these guys again. Dak, he's a straight up guy. He's not going to leave me holding like that. So that's why.
Getting paid third string money to take us to playoff games.
It's funny because, see, here's the thing. They always talk about, well, if the Lions hadn't paid Matthew Stafford, they'd have money to sign other players. You know that the Lions are never, up against the cap.
Yeah.
Their Lions are just cheap.
Yep.
The Lions aren't. It's not that because they paid Matthew Stafford that they're not winning. It's one, they suck at drafting. They've had bad coaches. I mean, we had Rod Martinelli was their head coach when we went 0-16. And they are just jinxed.
Yep.
It's not that they paid Matthew Stafford the reason why they're losing. That's not the reason. It's just a bad team. And I don't care who you put in their quarterback. Until they can go ahead and get their shit together, that's not going to change. Has nothing to do with how much they paid Matthew Stafford.
Nope.
And you can look at Minnesota, and Minnesota was, you can say, oh, well, they paid Kirk Cousins, they're not winning. Well, they weren't winning before Kirk Cousins. Actually, they were closer than they were with Kirk Cousins, but it's not because of Kirk Cousins' money. It may be in the future, but the reason that they then aren't succeeding isn't just straight Kirk Cousins contract. That's not it. Mahomes, see, here's the thing. Mahomes doesn't need to take a discount. He's literally one of the best quarterbacks of all time. He can carry a team, and he will win 5 more titles. You know.
Watch the game.
They said that about Aaron Rodgers too, didn't they?
Yep.
Didn't they say about Aaron Rodgers? I don't think Aaron Rodgers will win another Super Bowl.
Nope.
He's got one. He's got one. You might think that Pat Mahomes will, but you know what? Wait till he loses some of those players around him that helped him out when he wasn't playing real well those first 3 quarters. Wait till he has to gut the team so he gets paid. Just wait. Go ahead. You can think that that guy's going to win 5. He might. He may. But no, there's no guarantee to that. There is no guarantee whatsoever. I never said he was better than Pat Mahomes. Did I come out of my
there
mouth?
was somebody up in the chat earlier that
Oh,
was
okay.
saying
I never
but
said that.
No, and everybody's saying that it's that whole
Tara,
$40 million
that's it. Tara B.
fallacy.
See, Tara B was the one who, dude said, "Shut up and get back in the kitchen." I'm like, dude. It's like you just don't know how. She came back with a comeback.
Tara's
that
quick.
was she basically said guys that say stuff like that are usually virgins or something like that. And it's like he's probably living in his mama's basement.
She's quick.
But yeah, Tara, she's like, you really think that intimidated me?
But that's the kind of stuff that will get you blocked up in here, quick.
Okay, so let me put another one out because people keep saying, "Well, Dak Prescott can't do it." This, that, and the other. Would you say that Joe Flacco was a great quarterback? I'm just saying. No. I'm seriously. Joe Flacco was an elite quarterback?
No.
Then how did he win a Super Bowl? But wait a minute, it's only the quarterback though, isn't it?
Ray Lewis in that defense.
How is it? Wait. How is it that guy won a Super Bowl, but Aaron Rodgers, the bad man, wasn't winning at the same time?
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers was head and shoulders above Joe Flacco, right?
At the time, yeah, he was.
I think these people missed the first part of the stream where you're breaking that down really well.
I'm seriously.
I know.
If it's only about the quarterback, okay, let's say who are the best quarterbacks, honestly, in people's minds? Drew Brees, all-time yardage. Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers, of course, is known as the bad man, right? Russell Wilson. And so if your hypothesis is it's about a great quarterback, then when was the last time Russell, was it 2012? 2012. Then how come Russell hasn't won one since then? How come Aaron Rodgers hasn't won one since 2011? Was that in Dallas or was it 10?
I forget. Sorry.
Somewhere around there. It's been like 8+ years.
Yeah.
If it's only about the quarterback and Aaron Rodgers was known as the bad man, then how come Aaron Rodgers is not elevating that team and winning the Super Bowl? Point blank. Drew Brees, 2008. And Drew Brees, FYI, his team went 3 years in a row, 7-9. How is that possible? Oh, they'll say because he had a garbage defense.
Well, the quarterback carries the defense and special teams.
I forgot that.
Yes. That's part of the... They must not have had that in his contract.
Oh, my God. Here, other quarterbacks in draft class have been signed. The Joneses may not be sold on him.
No, they're just being patient. He'll get paid at the end of the day.
Oh, see, this is just unnecessary.
No. See,
Yeah,
all
it's
it is
unnecessary
headlines.
trolling.
The Jones like to be in the headlines. That's all it is. He'll get
Flacco
paid.
was a system quarterback that got hot at the right time.
He had.
Okay, so let me make sure I get this right.
Ray Lewis.
So wait, hold on.
Ray Lewis.
So we're saying that he was a system quarterback and he won a Super Bowl, but people are saying that you can't win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott.
I think you can with the right situation. You can.
I don't see how that is. How you can say that a system quarterback, because you can look at Nick Foles and say he's a system quarterback. That those guys won a Super Bowl, but you're saying there's no way, no how that Dak Prescott can win one.
Crazy talk, man. Crazy talk. I think they got into the CBA's weed deal.
There you go. They need to give Dak $36 million, Watson $38 million, Mahomes $40. But you know, here's an interesting take here. Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott, they have pretty much their statistics are almost dead even. Dead even.
Yep.
Same playoff record. They literally have the same numbers.
Oh, except Dak's passing yards is.
Well, Dak is, yeah, but now Dak has been there for one more year. But looking at playoffs and things like
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
that stuff is the same. They both have one playoff win. And I'd say he had Hopkins. I mean, Hopkins, that guy don't drop passes like our guys.
Nope.
That guy, I mean, he's like,
Perk
we get
squad.
guys
What up,
where
brother?
the ball's right here and they drop it. Hopkins is going, and Hopkins, you ever see him cover?
He's got sticky onions.
Do you ever see somebody, he's always like 5 yards
Yeah,
separation.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Well, Robert Smith, I think you're gonna be out of luck with your Danny Dimes right there, buddy.
Yeah, like you got nerve to talk about somebody else's quarterback. Like you got nerve.
Just shot your own argument in the foot.
Tara, see, you know what's funny? I will take Tara's knowledge over about
I know, right?
75% of the so-called football guys that are in here right now.
Yep.
No, I'm gonna say 90%, okay? Because she knows. Look, she knows. Chiefs are broke as F, okay? They broke. The Rams, they broke.
Yep.
And they ain't got no draft picks. They gave away their 2 number ones the next 2 years, and they got to play Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
When was the last time a quarterback could reset the market and won the Super Bowl? Jerry Jones is actually onto something. See, here's the thing. Football pay has kind of changed. Where now, all of a sudden, that it's evolving to, top guys getting paid.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Cowboys gamer, man, you need some help, man.
What did they do back
Honestly,
in the day?
I would let go of whoever for Mahomes,
I
but
think
I
I
would
told
let
you.
people go.
You know, back in the day, they had practice.
You gotta have a team, man.
Look, back in the day, they had practice until 2 so that they can go work their second job.
True.
That's all I was like.
Exactly
They had
right.
practice by 2.
That's true.
And those guys paid the way for them to get paid.
Everybody needs
Retired Eli can still outpay Danny Dimes. Damn.
They had to.
Chiefs gonna put their players on layaway to keep the damn. You get a payday loan, man. Oh my God. Oh, Beto. You know what? Do I even need to go back over that same thing?
No, we've been talking about it like time.
Like a broke record.
It's called a team sport
Oh
for
my
a reason.
God. Beto. How many people wanted Michael Gallup? How many wide receivers went before Michael Gallup? How many people thought that he was going to be a 1,000-yard wide receiver? How many people? I'll wait. How many people? How many people thought Randall Cobb was going to be a weapon? How many people wanted Randall Cobb? How come Randall Cobb had his best year since 2014 when the previous 4 years he had the bad man Aaron Rodgers thrown to him? Explain to me how it is that guy improved, had the longest yards per completion in his career with Dak Prescott. When before he had Aaron freaking Rodgers thrown to him. Explain that one to me, how it is that Dak Prescott throwing to Randall Cobb had more yards per completion than when Aaron Rodgers threw to him any time in his career. Explain how a garbage-ass quarterback got that accomplished. Please, I want to hear it.
He was younger and faster than
Explain to me how it is that Derek Carr, who was an MVP candidate, had Amari Cooper there in his organization and yet had in 5 games 200 yards receiving. Yet he comes to the Dallas Cowboys, has more yards in a season than he ever did with Derek Carr, who some people say we should trade for because he'll be cheaper than Dak Prescott. Explain to me how he has more touchdowns in any season that he had under Derek Carr, who we deem to say he's a good quarterback. Explain to me how he has more yards per completion than he had with Derek Carr. I'm sick of people saying Dak Prescott's got all these weapons. Maybe these weapons are great because of what Dak Prescott did with them. Oh, and by the way, explain to me how it is when Dez Bryant under Dak Prescott had more yards per completion than any year he had with Tony Romo. Explain that to me, please. I'll wait. I'm sick and tired. He got great weapons. Because you repeat the same stupid shit you hear on ESPN. You guys don't have a damn mind of your own. You keep coming up with shit like, he don't pass the eye test, okay? Oh, he's a dink and dunker. Yo, he's winning games. Oh, no, it's not about winning games. It's about statistics. He has great statistics. Oh, he ain't winning the games. They lost because of Dak Prescott. When you got the worst freaking special teams in the league, you got a kicker that misses a game every damn week. Every time the dude kicked, I had to cover my eye. I can't look. He's going to miss. I know he's going to miss it. You got defenses that get gutted. Did you see what the Rams did to that defense in the playoffs? Did you see that we gave up not one but two 100-yard rushers? They couldn't stop anybody. And it put out a blueprint for everybody to understand we can go ahead and run on those guys. Mitch freaking Trubisky ran and looked like they make Mitch Trubisky look like Joe Montana. Jesus Christ. I'll wait. Tell me who wanted those guys. Who looked out and said, man, I got to get Amari Cooper before he came to the Cowboys? Who went and said, I wanted Michael Gallup? Who said, I want to get an old-ass Randall Cobb? What they said was, that guy can't stay healthy. He's old. Most of you guys said, oh, keep Cole Beasley. Nobody think that they were good weapons until they played under Dak Prescott. Exactly. Nobody. I'm sick and tired of this stupid shit that keeps getting told over and over and over again that you guys take it fat. When you got Dan Orlovsky, a guy who absolutely positively hates the Dallas Cowboys, when ESPN realizes, you know how we can get clicks? Let's say some crazy, stupid ass, off the wall shit and get people pissed off like me, and they get them talking about it. And then you guys fall in line and believe that stupid shit. That is what is known as a weak-minded individual who can't think for their own selves.
Yep.
And if you don't like what I have to say here, you don't have to eat at this restaurant. You can go right on down the street to somebody else. How about that?
It's only several other million YouTube channels you can go
I'm
watch.
seriously. I'm sorry. Some of you, some of you guys, it don't matter. You are, and I get it. You just don't, no matter what is said, no matter what happens in front of you, you're going to just say, it's not good enough. You got these impossible standards that there is no quarterback in the NFL that can go ahead and hold up to them. Now, the thing I'm going to tell you that I love, the fact that I love is, and it may be that we're just getting sold a bill of goods with Mike McCarthy, but I got to tell you, the fact that Mike McCarthy said, we are looking for players that can play, and we will fit the system to their strengths. You can't look at Jason Garrett and anything that they've done because he always says it's the way we do things over here. You know what? Here's the thing. You can take a guy like Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs, not that I'm a Redskin fan, but I got Redskin fans that are in here. I have to applaud that guy. Because before, I know a lot of you guys are young. You don't know, you believe it or not, football happened before you were born. It's true. But back in the 70s, when it was more of 3 yards in a cloud of dust, it was the running game. You didn't pass that much. You had the San Diego Chargers and Eric Coryell with Dan Fouts. They didn't run the ball. They ended up being one of the first teams to use a tight end. Kevin Winslow, Hall of Famer. Yeah. They had like Charlie Joyner and these guys. They were throwing the rock all over the place. They were a modern offense before there was a modern offense. They were the only team that was lighting it up like they were. I mean, they were throwing like 300-yard games. You know, at that time, 300 yards was like, 500 yards right now.
Yep.
and you had Joe Gibbs, who was with that organization, who goes to the Redskins, becomes head coach, loses his first 5 games, and he looks at his team and says, I can't do what I did in San Diego. I don't have the horses. What I got is I got this big, fat running back who's a bruiser in John Riggins. I got this big offensive line. I got to do something with it. And what does he do? He comes up with a one-back set. He comes up with the H-back. And he proceeds to win Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. He had a system that he knew, which was passing the football. He knew, I ain't got that personnel. So let me go ahead and cook dinner with what I got in the cabinet. And won 3 Super Bowls. Jason Garrett takes guys that have strengths. No, we're not going to do that. This is what we do here. Dak Prescott is great outside the pocket. Play action. And you can go through the numbers. Every single game that we ran play action over 30% of the time, we won. The only game that we ran play action 28% of the time and lost was Minnesota, but Dak Prescott threw for 397 yards. You had a field goal kicker miss the field goal. You had the coach take the ball out of the quarterback's hand, who was hot, for a running back that only had 50 yards to try and run the ball a couple of times and kill the drive. Mike McCarthy says, I'm going to do what works for the players. Exactly. Which to me says, you're going to get Dak Prescott out of the pocket. You're going to go ahead and do play action. You're going to do naked bootlegs to get him space, which are things that we thrived on. But then when we got to the big games, we get away from that stuff. We have a coach who will actually think, and instead of being single-minded with a game plan that if it doesn't work, oh, well, we're just stuck with that. Let's see what our quarterback does with a guy who's worked with some great quarterbacks. How about that? Because I don't know who Jason Garrett's worked with, because he was quarterbacks coach with Miami Dolphins for a year, and then came here to Dallas, and was offensive coordinator for 1 year, and then head coach. He ain't had much experience.
Facts.
How about we just give the guy a break? Because you know what? We ain't invested much in the guy so far. $4 million in 4 years. And he's got 40 wins. That's not too shabby. Uh-oh. Who'd you hit? What'd they do?
They're spamming a link to stuff.
Oh, okay. Kevin Carr, how you doing, man? Tim Brock, how you doing? Tom, Dak Prescott's the face of the Dallas Cowboys, isn't it? And I got so many people that are saying we need to trade and everything else. Thank you, Robbie. How you doing, Brian? Brian, see, listen, I don't do it very often, so I hope you enjoyed that. Had to give your team props for what they did with Joe Gibbs. Do you think Dak should take less than Carson Wentz or Jared Goff? I don't.
Heck no.
I mean, that's what some people are asking him to do.
From a business sense, you think about it. If you had a business and you knew the market was going to grow.
Oh, but wait. Not the NFL. No, hold on. I mean, you realize who his agent is. Todd France. Okay, Todd France. If Todd France goes through and takes a less deal, he's also got Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. He ain't taking a break.
He ain't dumb.
That shit has sailed. There ain't no way in the world he's gonna go ahead and make it. Oh, you know what? Because you know what everybody else be like. Wait a minute. We went backwards with this guy. He get dropped like a rock. Todd France said,
Heck no.
You can dream about that. You can say that, but guess what? He ain't taking. That shit ain't happening.
And everybody's talking about what Mahomes is going to make, and he's going to get a boatload. But we don't know yet what that's going to be either.
They'll probably at least 4.
Well, and here's the thing I think also, too. I think the NFL owners are colluding and saying, don't do any of the big contracts till after the deal.
Exactly.
To put some extra pressure on the players.
Yep.
To go ahead and pass the thing. Because there's going to be more.
That might be true.
It's a game on both sides. You know it is.
That might be some truth to that.
You know it is.
Yeah. I guarantee you, as soon as it's done, you're going to see Pat Mahomes because the Chiefs want to get the. And see, the thing is it's more advantageous to get it done right now, so you know what you have for free agency.
Right.
because you got to get those bills worked out. You can't go with
Yep.
the unknown. So that's where the NFL is trying to push through. That's where they said, we'll take out that $250,000 cap that we were going to have. We'll go ahead and leave that thing open, and we'll drop that
Exactly.
because they're trying to get that deal done, and that's where you're going to start seeing these things taken care of. But anyway, it's getting kind of late. Hey, man, it's 9:38 already.
Wow.
What time is your bedtime?
Well, I was up.
You were up. You had to be up early to get
I
here.
was up at 5 o'clock this morning.
Man, I keep waking up at like 3:30 in the morning, and I see when I wake up, I can't go back to sleep, or it's kind of like clock watching.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, I'm gonna try and get back to sleep. I flip and turn, and I look over. Okay, so it's 3:45, and you flip and turn. Oh, it's 4 o'clock now, and you're doing that until it's like 6 o'clock. Let me get up. And I just cannot stay asleep. And I woke up last night with the worst, about 3:30, because I took some Advil. With the worst headache, man. I keep getting these migraines.
That's terrible.
Yeah. My wife, of course, is like, "Are you okay?" Or, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. We'll take some Advil and take care of it." Dak will get his money. We need help on the D. You're right about that. You are 100% right on that. If we could just get one more turnover a game,
Can you
you'd
imagine?
be amazed at how. If we could have half of the drops that we had, if we could just actually kick field goals on a consistent basis,
Yeah.
we'd be blowing people away.
Yeah. Even if it was only 25% less.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only a matter of how many plays this year.
Up
It's
above.
crazy.
Oh, David Carr.
No, what's up with his eye?
Who's?
His. What it looks like it's twitching.
Oh, it is.
I wonder if that's from football.
Or he's got something in his eye.
Or is it? It's like twitching. Like, okay.
He might have a tick.
He might.
He might have a tick.
That's all good. I was like,
Oh, man.
Well,
It is Saturday night, though.
Yeah. And I'm keeping you from your wife and your family. But I appreciate it. Get a clue you're delusional.
oh,
We should have never done the Zeke deal. Well, but see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is my theory.
but the thing is,
Okay.
that when people get paid,
No.
they go downhill.
No, hold on. See, here's what I think. Jerry Jones was always part of the lead for the NFL in the negotiations. He understood what was going to be coming. And I think you're going to look at this and you're going to say the Cowboys were actually geniuses. Because when all of a sudden, if the cap goes up, like I say, in 2 years, it's $250 million, people are going to be looking at it and saying, well, you got all kinds of money. Now it's 17 games. So now I want a 17th more money.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
You got money to pay
at
me.
this point,
Cowboys,
for a lot of
look,
people.
Cowboys locked up D-Law, Zeke Elliott, Lyle
Jalen.
Collins, Jalen Smith, all in the old numbers.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a bunch of money at that time. But if the cap's going up and now all of a sudden everybody's renegotiating, it may end up being that the Cowboys actually were ahead of the game. Okay, yeah, we're looking at it right. And see, this is where it's funny.
We still got $40 million cap.
Well, right now we got 77
77.
before we pay Dak.
Right.
Well, actually, it's actually 80 because they projected that the cap is going to be 200 million instead of 197.
Okay.
So actually, we got 80 million right now, and we locked up all those guys when we started out last year with 45.
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to understand. We started out with 45 when we used to be like 20 to 25 in the red, and we were actually restructuring contracts to get under so that way we could field a team. So we have reversed the script completely, and I dare say a lot of that is because you haven't paid a quarterback. Dak Prescott enabled you to get out from under Tony Romo's as well as Des Bryant's contract because you weren't paying him. So technically, the way you look at it is that cap money is the money that should have been going to the quarterback.
Yep. It is. Absolutely. And Mike McCarthy has a pretty healthy credit card right now. Actually.
Yeah, and a lot of players that he needs to figure out.
Yep.
In the last 7 years.
All right, guys, we've been here on YouTube for 2 hours. So you got yesterday's and then some live stream.
I mean,
I am going to.
The Columbine's over anyway for the day.
I am going to end this stream, and I'm gonna go spend some time with my wife. I haven't seen her really all day because I've been at work and then came home and cooked chicken wings and hung out here in the man cave.
At least tomorrow you'll be able to spend more time with her when you get off work. Almost all day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when she finds out I got to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, we're not gonna be gone all day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because
It won't be long at all.
about an hour and a half, you'll be done.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll be back, and then I got to go by Marvine's and look at get about a handicap ramp before I got to take a look at it.
I'll be working tomorrow, so driving, starting at 10 o'clock.
There you go.
Okay. So you're telling me I'm on my own, huh?
Well, you said you didn't need me, so I can go make some extra money.
Omar, you agree with what I said? I said so much over 2 hours. I don't know what you're agreeing with, but I appreciate it, man. Brian from SoCal, the man who I owe for the Jobu Star. Thank you. Angel, good night. Kevin Carr, take it easy.
Good night, Angel.
Tara, keep stomping them. Omar, Lewis, Mike B. I didn't see Q in the house.
I was texting him.
Wait a minute. See you, Mark Holmes. Thanks for being our jackass whisperer. Is that a compliment or is that a dig?
Robbie's
I don't know how to take that.
Robbie's cool.
Damn. Dallas still stinks. Okay. Dak is going to cripple your team. He's average. Oh, Lordy. You know what? And I tell you what, Carson Wentz is well, we can't say cripple the team. He's just going to cripple himself. That's what Carson Wentz is going to do.
Yep.
Why do you want him that bad?
Oh, man, you obviously haven't been watching very long.
Yeah, for you know what?
It's not worth our time right now.
Yeah, you know what? All right, guys, I'm going to talk to you
the guy
later.
who got
We've
hurt.
had enough time here on the
Patrick
YouTube.
Queen.
Thanks for being part of the Jobu Sports Report.
Tara B.
I'll be back around tomorrow. We got Jet D in the house, of course, my main man, and of course, my number one son, Michael Anthony Fitness. And are you live streaming the game tomorrow?
Yeah, after I get off work.
Okay, he'll be live streaming the
DC game. I do most of the DC.
DC game.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. See.